Wack 100 just revealed some crucial information that makes the J Prince family responsible for two important deaths in hip hop. And the two deaths I'm talking about is the death of Takeoff and the death of Duke the Jeweler. For years now, the Prince family has received credit and blame from YouTubers for the deaths of these two men. However, there's really been no proof that the Prince family did anything wrong or they are responsible for anything up until now, up until the recent bombshell that Wack 100 just released. Try to keep up with me. So Takeoff died on the night of Halloween in 2022, and so far what we know about his death is we know who the shooter is and we know what took place moments before the shooting. So Takeoff is standing directly behind Quavo. So Quavo is who you hear having an animated discussion, as you probably already know. Now, you will hear Quavo say, I know they won that round, but we're going to get that right back. So Quavo is animated because it appears like they're playing in his face. So they apparently took a lot of money from him gambling, and now they're bringing up basketball. It's sort of like playing in his face and trying to like antagonize him some more. Now the person who's antagonizing Quavo is a kid by the name of Lil Cam from Fifth Ward.
Hey, let go. I ain't finna sit.
A lot of this info you already heard from me, so just stay patient. I promise I'm getting somewhere. So as Quavo tries to walk away, a fight breaks out, and then a shooting takes place, and that shooting left Takeoff dead. Pay attention because this is very important. The person who took a lot of money from Quavo allegedly gambling and who was antagonizing Quavo later on in the hallway was a kid by the name of Lil Cam from Fifth Ward, and he's like family to J Prince and them. He was involved in the altercation that we just witnessed moments before Takeoff was shot and killed. However, he didn't shoot and kill Takeoff. It was somebody standing right next to him called DJ Pat. So when the police came, they started asking, yo, what happened? What happened? Nobody wanted to talk. They was all silent. So they said, okay, well, there's surveillance cameras all around here. Let's get the footage. And when they watched the footage, they surmised that Lil Cam Fifth was antagonizing, got into an altercation, was about to get that little eye whooped and stomped out, but DJ Pat pulled out his weapon and started shooting frantically and paranoid and shot and missed Quavo. He hit Takeoff and shot two other people. So DJ Pat was arrested for the murder of Takeoff, and Lil Cam Fifth was arrested for having a weapon at the scene.
Yesterday evening, we arrested Patrick Xavier Brown, 33 years old. He was charged with the murder of Takeoff. Brown was arrested again yesterday evening in the 14700 block of Sterling Green Boulevard. It's located on the east side of Texas. I'm sorry, of Houston. Again, Cameron Joshua, 22 years old, was arrested on November the 22nd for felon in possession of a weapon.
This was a really bad look for the Prince family because they're all about mob ties, check in for protection, and they had promised to protect the Migos while they were out in Houston. But instead of protecting the Migos, one of their entourage members killed one of the Migos. This was a really bad look. So to do some damage control and sort of save the reputation of his family, J Prince Sr. went on Man Oswald Game, and he passed the buck on to Quavo and his team and claimed that they were the aggressor and it's their fault the altercation happened and it's their fault that shots were fired and essentially it's their fault that Takeoff had passed away.
Mike Prince, I'm gonna ask you a question. You was there, and you know a lot of people seen you trying to de-escalate the situation, and then things just went left. What happened, Mike?
It wasn't about no dice game. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't about no gambling. It wasn't about none of the things that the media and all these we call them media whores, just trying to capitalize and draw a story that wasn't there.
What about the people that feel like still nothing should have happened because they was with the they was with the Prince family?
What I would say to that is, I have a track record, man, and the Prince family have a track record of 30 plus years of, honoring and loving on our guests and being with our guests, and no shit like this never happened. But here's the thing, and this is what people don't understand. We ain't never had nobody to attack us, if you know what I mean. When a man attack a situation with a weapon, then, it become a playing field where, any and everything goes. So that's what we're dealing with right here, and that's the root of this situation. And he didn't attack the Prince family, but he attacked, people that we know, and it was totally unnecessary, you know what I mean, for you to attack a man with a weapon.
Pay attention. They went out of their way to quash the rumors that this was over a dispute over a dice game. And we're going to discuss exactly why they took an invested interest and went out of their way to try to dispel the dice game rumors. Now, Jay Prince will further explain and actually list exactly who he's talking about. He will claim that an entourage member with Quavo, that entourage member took off on Lil' Kim Fifth because Lil' Kim Fifth was about 5'2", so he probably thought he was an easy target. He took off on Lil' Kim Fifth after Lil' Kim Fifth was antagonizing Quavo, and that right there sparked off the altercation and led to the shooting. And he will put 100% of the blame on the entourage member with Quavo and Takeoff and not on the shooters.
Because what that's going to do is put a man in a position where he want to protect himself. And that was the root of igniting this gunplay, which is this homie, you know what I mean, in this paperwork. So as everybody could see on the video, this dude, without having a green light from Offset, nobody told this man to, you know what I mean, attack somebody and, Quavo, I mean. You know what I mean? Nobody gave him a green light to attack, a 5'2" guy. This is a big nigga. You know what I mean? So I guess he felt like, the little homie is somebody he can just hit and knock out and different things like that. And it was a wrong thing to do, man. And it was an embarrassing thing to do because it was, like Mike said, it was so unnecessary. It wasn't even that type of atmosphere. Y'all talking about a basketball game.
That's the second time they brought up the fact was, this was all over a basketball game dispute. They was talking about a hypothetical basketball game, and that's why somebody lost their life. This wasn't over no gambling and rolling dice dispute. They went out of their way to quash that over and over and over again, and there's a reason for that. But before we discuss what that reason is, well, the police, the people who did the investigation, they would directly dispute what Jay Prince is saying. They would say, no, this right here was the aftermath of a dice game dispute, right? Things got heated because of what took place during that dice game.
Takeoff was shot and killed in downtown Houston outside of a bowling alley.
This comes from police search warrants in which they laid out evidence in the case and what led them to arrest Patrick Clark for that murder. Our Zach Lajway is in the newsroom with the new details. Zach, good morning.
Sophia, according to the warrant, Takeoff and Quavo, members of the group Migos, were in town to visit a music producer named Jay Prince. They played basketball at a local gym and then had a private party at the bowling alley on October 31st. According to the warrant, they played a dice game and someone lost a large sum of money. We're going to take you back to the scene on what happened early that morning. It was about 2 o'clock on November 1st. 34 people were gathered outside the bowling alley. This, of course, was after closing time. Quavo argued with several men about the dice game. This is according to police. The fight got physical, and police say video shows 2 people firing shots.
Police did a thorough investigation, and they came to the conclusion that the argument that took place outside, that took place off camera, that we don't hear, was actually about the dice game. And the conversation that we heard midway through was out of context, and that the entire dispute was about the dice game and what took place during the dice game. Now, there's a reason why Jay Prince and them went on $1 million worth of game and tried to attempt to get away and quash the dice game dispute in regards to Takeoff death. And the reason why they were trying their hardest to make this not a narrative was because they understood that smart people will be able to identify the pattern here. And the pattern here is, a few months prior, another man by the name of Duke the Jeweler was shot and killed after a dice game involving the Prince family. And even more of a coincidence, many people believe that they spotted Lil Camp Fifth at that dice game as well, that ended in Duke the Jeweler being shot and killed after he won a lot of money from the Prince family and their entourage. A lot of this is just floating information, but the information that Wack 100 just revealed today on Clubhouse from an insider source connects all the dots for everyone. So according to Wack 100, Lil Camp Fifth and 2 other men are loaded dice men for Jay Prince Jr. Jay Prince Jr. brings an entertainer with a lot of money in. Now Lil Camp Fifth and others have loaded dice, and they essentially cheat the entertainer out of hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then they give Jay Prince Jr. 30% of the profits. Now, according to Wack 100, Lil Camp Fifth and another man accidentally passed the loaded dice to Duke the Jeweler. So because they passed the loaded dice to Duke the Jeweler was able to win all night and made off with a lot of money. And because they understand the mistake they made, they wanted their money back, which led to them coming back and killing Duke the Jeweler to get their money back.
All entertainers, when you go to Houston, stay away from Jay Prince Jr. There's a whole play going on. Here go the play right here. The play is a loaded dice. Now I'm gonna talk about something. Let me see if y'all catch up with what I'm saying. The entertainer invites him in, act like he's covering for him, hanging out, everything is cool. Let's go here, let's go there, let's go here, let's go there. He introduces the dice game. He got 3 right, who rotate the dice. Now these dice is loaded. Tell me it's a Wolf, Big Caprice, and watch this, and Little Cam are the loaded dice rotators, right? He said, Wack, there was a situation that occurred that a certain jeweler around and got past the dice on accident and was hitting all them for a couple hundred. They got irritated about that. I ain't gonna go too far into that story because, right, boom. The only way they could get their money back was however their money back. He said, but Lil Cam, Wolf, and Big Caprice are the 3 designated to say I'm up, I got the next, and they pass the dice to each other, but they loaded, but they shooting against them up. Whoever's in town, the entertainer. They say Jay Prince Jr., he get 30% of whatever the take is. Now, when we was watching DJ Academics,
if this is true, that means the Prince families are orchestrators of a loaded dice scheme that has led to the demise of multiple rappers. That means that they're leading entertainers into the arms of wolves to either be severely harmed or robbed and taken for everything they got. And if this is true, then the Prince family is directly responsible for a couple of murders, including Duke the Jewelers and Takeoffs. But Wack 100 didn't just stop at Duke the Jeweler. Wack 100 would reveal that the dispute they were having over the dice game was because Quavo felt cheated, and Quavo knew something was up because, you know, Jay Prince Jr. led Quavo into the lion's den and allowed for Lil Camp Fifth and the 2 other men who were also there as well to cheat Quavo out of some money using loaded dice.
Now, when we was watching DJ Academics breakdown, that Quavo was talking crazy, talking about that changed the dice. Remember they was having a little confrontation. They was about to dice.
Yeah.
But hold on. Who did they arrest first?
Lil' Cam.
Boom! So when he said, bro, he said it went bad on him not too long ago because his mother passed the dice to the other side and they couldn't say nothing and them hit him for a couple hundred. Yeah. They say Lil Boosie was mad in the
And according to Wack, apparently Boosie had knowledge of this as well, which people have accused Boosie of being involved in Duke the Jeweler. I haven't seen any proof that would say Boosie is involved, so I don't know. But, you know, it is an awful coincidence, though, if Lil Kim Fifth was at both tragedies, and those two dudes were also at both tragedies, and both tragedies is involving a dice game or loaded dice. Now, listen, we've seen with 21 Savage and Aiden Ross, bruh, right, that these street dudes who gamble, bruh, they got every stop in the world. Like, they got, like, cards that are rigged. They got dice that is rigged, bruh. Listen to this, bruh. Don't gamble with no street dudes, man. But y'all let me know in the comment section. What do you guys think? All right, do you guys think that Wack 100 is telling the truth? Is this true? Is the Prince family involved in Duke the Jeweler and Takeoff's death? Right? You know, do they have a loaded dice henchman that goes around scamming entertainers that the Prince family bring around? Y'all let me know in the comment section. What do you guys think? And if you're still watching, click on this video somewhere on my screen to find out how Wallow267 avoided being killed yesterday in Louisiana. Click on this video right here to find out what I'm talking about. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.